Think Realty Nation, it's your host, Avi Golhar. Welcome to the Think Realty podcast. In today's show, we're talking about batteries. And I'll tell you, the only thing that I know about batteries are like AA, AAA, and yeah, I think that's about it. But with me is going to be Scott Rule with Batteries Plus. And I have a couple questions for him because, quite frankly, as a real estate investor, I'm sure I need to know more about batteries than I probably do right now outside of AA and AAA. But we'll find out exactly what I'm missing, and maybe he can help me fill in some of the blanks as to why it's even important. Why should I even care? Oh, and there's a car battery too, and the battery for my phone, and the battery for my iPad. So before we get into the podcast, I want to give a huge shout out to Marco Santorelli and his team at Narada Real Estate Investments, your premier source for cash flow investment property. Visit www.turnkeyrealestateinvestments.com for more information. Scott, welcome to the show. How are you doing, man?
Doing great. Thanks
Awesome.
for having me.
You got it. So give us a little background on who you are, what you do, and let's start talking about batteries.
Sure. So Scott Rule, and I manage our affinity program agreements for Batteries Plus bulbs. So essentially put together special pricing and special program solutions for groups like Think Realty, so the members can take special advantage of what I would call sort of better leveraged pricing across all the membership. So I represent those agreements across the country.
Awesome. And so from an investment perspective, what are some useful batteries, hardware that you found that are either best sellers, most used, that are a little more expensive, but through you, we can get a little bit more of a discount? Because this is, I want folks to understand, right? This is a really huge benefit. Being a Think Realty member, you have major discounts and major benefits with suppliers like Batteries Plus and Scott's team to really help give you the edge and to help save you a little bit of money, right? At the end of the day, the bottom line is important, and you want to keep running in the black. You never want to run in the red. So, Scott, give me a little rundown. What do I need to know about batteries, and should I only care about the AA, AAA, my iPad, phone, and laptop batteries?
Well, that's what you're going to think about first, probably. But you know, as I would think about the value proposition that we would bring to the membership in the real estate investment realm, you know, I would imagine that you want to save money. So we've got a spectrum of good, better, best options, from batteries to light bulbs, even repair services on your devices. And all of those are going to get special discounts. Some of the core items are up to 73% off of retail. And then I would say the best advantage we will bring to the table for your membership is, you know, each of our 720 stores across the country has experts on staff, if you will, that, you know, you bring your opportunities to them. They could even go out to your sites and do a site walk and give you advice on the best batteries, backup batteries, general primary common batteries that you would use. You know, a lot of the investment properties probably have hands-free devices or locks that are generated by batteries. So, you know, the thing that I think most people need to think about, you know, I'm imagining that most of the members are managing multiple units, and it's not the most cost-effective to just pay the lowest price, but have to go back every 30 days and replace different items, whether it's light bulbs or batteries. So, you know, our staff will probably talk you through all three of the different options, good, better, best. But in most cases, you'll want to consider the best battery or the best LED light bulb. You might pay a little more, but you'll have to spend far less time going back and replacing, you know, light bulbs that go out, light bulbs that are high up, you know, an outdoor light bulb that's in the backyard, that's a spotlight. I'm sure replacing that once a year is not top priority. So those are some of the factors that we will bring to the table in our conversations.
That's excellent. And so if I want to start using the program and getting involved and get started, what's the best way to do that?
Right. Well, two ways. The Think Realty site has an information page about batteries plus bulbs. So the easiest way is to just log in, go to the batteries plus bulbs information page, and essentially there's a link where you can register. It's 2 minutes to fill out your information, and you'll immediately have access to your pricing. You'll get a virtual membership card that you can use in the store, or you can just go online and start placing your orders. So that's the easiest way. Certainly we have a team of people that can answer your questions. So you could email us at member@batteriesplus.com, or you could call us at 1-888-905-2014. And so either of those options are the best. I would highly recommend when a member hears this podcast, don't just go into the store and say, "Hey, I'm a member. Can you sign me up?"
Right.
They'll do their best, but chances are it won't be a smooth experience. Go through the registration first, and you'll get the best experience.
And that makes sense. And I think this is really important for investors to hear too, because we have, as I mentioned, right, like we've got a lot of costs. We want to make sure that we have high quality equipment, batteries, bulbs, these types of hardware, this type of hardware that our tenants rely on, that we rely on, that will be more of a cost if we just don't pay attention to the quality from the get-go. So Scott, I mean, I appreciate it. This has been, it's helpful, it's useful, it's really good information. It's a good reminder that we should be taking care of the interior of our properties and making sure our hardware is all good to go. So one more time, the steps to really take advantage of that program?
Yeah, I would just focus on, I would assume all the members are aware of the website. Go to the Think Realty website, search through the supplier partners, find batteries plus bulbs, and just fill out that short registration, and you'll be ready to roll.
Awesome. Scott, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. I'll make sure also maybe to link it somewhere in the description here for that, for Batteries Plus, and then, of course, the steps on how to do that. So thanks a lot. I appreciate the time and the insights.
Thank you.
You got it. The next segment is brought to you by Real Property Management, which is the largest residential property management franchise in North America, managing tens of thousands of properties for individuals, investors, and institutions throughout the country. You can learn more at realpropertymgt.com or by calling 888-806-7088. All right, let's talk about the 6 markets. So what do you think they are? The 6 hottest markets in the entire United States. Let's see. I'll give you a hint. So one's in Michigan, one's in North Carolina, one's in Colorado, Nebraska, Texas, and Hawaii. All right, so what do you think? Michigan, so maybe Detroit, my hometown of Kalamazoo, maybe. So Grand Rapids actually takes the first seat here. The Grand Rapids real estate market has seen a continued boom. The median price per home in this area has increased more than 11% in 2019, which is insane. Yeah. 11% is absolutely crazy. Generally, you're looking at like 3 to 4% appreciation if you're lucky. 11% is nuts. Coming in at number 2 is Charlotte, North Carolina. The interesting thing about Charlotte's been like the top of the list for the last couple of years. So maybe you want to take a look at that city. The city's always been considered a growing city. A lot of major corporations there. Bank of America International Headquarters. Yeah, that's right. Bank of America International Headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what Charlotte does, which I really appreciate, is they actually pay attention to how they're planning and growing the city. Unlike some other cities, they just don't shove a bunch of stuff in the city and say, okay, fine, go for it. It's very meticulously planned out. So Charlotte works. Colorado Springs, Colorado, Omaha, Nebraska, Arlington, Texas, and Kapolei, Hawaii. Check them out. I didn't think Arlington, Texas. Median sales price in Arlington has grown by 7% in the last year, but it's still reasonable at $215,000. That camera. Arlington, Texas. Omaha, Nebraska. So I like Omaha, and here's why. Omaha is now considered the Silicon Valley of the Midwest. So if you want to check out Omaha, even for its tech scene, I would highly recommend that you do it. You got the College World Series, the Omaha Zoo, and of course the Miracle the miracle of Omaha. The one and only Warren Buffett lives in Omaha. So that being said, I would look at, so my top two, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Charlotte, North Carolina. I promised my top one. I gave you my top two. That's where I would go. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And let me know if you think these are wrong. I don't think they are, but you never know. That wraps up the show. If you have any questions, get in touch. You know how to take advantage of the Think Realty member discount for batteries. Plus, you want to go to thinkrealty.com and make sure that you sign up there and then register to be a member at Batteries Plus, and then voila, you can take advantage of all the special programs, the discounts that we have to offer. That wraps up the show. I want to give a huge shout out again to the sponsor of the show, which is Nevada Real Estate Investments, your premier source for cash flow investment property. Visit them at turnkeyrealestateinvestments.com. Think Realty Nation, that's a wrap. Until next time, happy investing.